Was it Clockwork Dawnbreaker? Is that the...
Yeah.
Was it CTM? I didn't see if you picked it. Yeah, so like the boars aren't really gonna have too much risk of dying here. So that's the thing that I'm a little worried about. So I feel like all the lanes are looking pretty good for Execration. It's just, are they going to be able to convert beyond that? Because let's be honest, they haven't had the greatest records so far in this pro series. I think they're at 2-6 with their games record. Yeah, 2-6, having lost 2 2-0s against Motivate Trust. Yeah, good team. They also lost 2-0 to Army Geniuses in 2 60-minute plus games. And then they've gone 1-1 against Polaris. And I think one more 1-1. Experience together with RR.
Well, they are setting up top though, Mushi. Kind of hiding on the back line. Trying to get full use out of the battery. So this is the nice thing about the Clockwork being in the 5 is that you've got the full distance of the safe lane to utilize to chase heroes down. But you know, Tino and BDZ, when they can have enough boards and find the levels, and they can start to stand their ground and man fight the Clockwork.
Yeah, for sure.
They're actually going to go back in.
Yeah, they hooked him in a little bit here, and they found him. Might even get 2.
That's a cool combo. Just cogs into the Celestial Hammer. You can't really escape from the Starbreaker either.
Seats that was coming in onto FBZ, and it left Yopaj to just freely hit the tower along with the siege creep. So Boom are doing a bunch of really nice things here.
Blink reveal. And that's a key target.
That's what you want to be.
Beautiful pickoff. There's the ulti to follow. Mushi's even going to look to jump up on the high ground, BDZ. As positioning, they're going to be cautious of Bob, but now with the Tombstone, you've got to think twice about Boom from taking the fight with the area denial that Radiant have at the moment. They're going to look to try and split it up, target down the Tombstone, but Mob's doing an exceptional job to protect it. Now to the western side, CTM, she's in trouble as well, but also Bob's going to join him in the afterlife as Yopaj has had ample time to stand his ground and stack up the burn, and now he's going to be able to fly over as well, thanks to Tumblr's toy FBZ, standing hand in hand. The sustain through these two heroes is too much for them to bear.
Execration are going to be able to get in the meantime because they've only just been able to deward it, so they're just getting richer and richer.
Once again, looking for the jump. Great positioning from Tims, finds the arrow connection, but this Spectre a little bit more tanky than he was previously. They're also going to run into Mushi once again. Clockwork position himself on the back line, but he's going to be A-okay with the rest of the team showing up instantly. The Solar Guardian heal combined with FBZ overwhelms Execration behind their safe lane tower. And they did pop that outer dragon form. Yopaj. Nice micro, Tino. Trying to block out the arrow. It's not going to matter. Still actually connects on the Lina. Now with the burst coming through from the side. Not enough to clean off Bob, but still with the BKB too late. Yopaj locks onto his target, and now they've overwhelmed Execration once again in a team fight. The Mortimer Kisses can rain down Hellfire, but it won't do anything to turn this back around. Maybe Mob can at least get some retribution with cleaning off Tims. But still, the consequences, they've lost 3 heroes.
Yeah, I don't think you care
maybe
all that
even
much.
Mob as well. Yeah, Mushi. A hook shot to catch him. Is it enough damage for the cogs? Yes, sir. Welcome back, Mushi.
The old man still got it, and you know, it's just he's got this great map presence. You know, he knows where they want to be at every single point in time. He knows the win conditions around them. I think it was the right decision to Roche. It was just that you got caught out a little bit too early there on Bob, and it meant that he wasn't able to ramp up the damage that you need with the Fiery Soul.
And they are just... we're just seeing how difficult it is to take fights. Like, the Mortimer Kisses did a decent amount of damage. In fact, the the Snapfire was second highest in DPS for Radiant throughout that team fight. But I don't know what you do, man. Like, Dawnbreak is so sustainable, especially with this itemization. You know, Suns, Radiance, you've got the Luminosity.
He's a speedy boy. Even has that level 20, extra 20 strength, 440 health.
Oh, that's showing.
That comes alongside.
There we go.
He's got the Arcane Rune as well.
They're going to get set up on the high ground. Play around your vision right now for Execration. Yopaj instantly jumping in, going to try and deal with the Beastmaster. Cookie will reset his positioning away from the arrow, but the damage too overwhelming. Tino still gets a roar before the death, but what is that really going to do for the story of the team fight? As it's trailing further to the northern side, Bob attempts to BKB into the TP. He'll be successful, but the rest of the team, their fate's still undecided. Hookshot actually off the mark for Mushi. It's a bit unfortunate there that he will whiff point blank. But nonetheless, Execration still 3 for 1.
Output any kind of significant damage there. So it's nice if they finally do get caught out of position, but it continues to not be the case. Like, they're only just now at 32 minutes in going to take their second tower of the game while Boom's pushing up onto your high ground.
Yopaj CD instantly going to look to jump as well. The damage surely will be enough. In fact, FBZ, the one to be claimed with the kill. You're gonna have to force something out here. You see just across the map, Spectre, Dawnbreaker. They don't have to be there. This global factor. As Yopaj can brute force him down. Now he's died pretty deep, but still, he's so goddamn healthy, especially with the Aegis. Just gonna look to turn. As soon as Bob shows up, they're gonna look to prioritize Alina to push her further away. You know, with the BKBs out, they have to target the Tombstone, but up to the western side, they've killed off the Spectre. The break into the side, plenty of damage to go through the tanky one. And now, objective-based gaming. As these sets of barracks soon to fall, they're going to force up BDZ back into the fray as Boom just a methodical beatdown with a 32-minute GG.
Really solid all throughout, and you know, despite it getting to the late game, you still had Dawnbreaker sitting at the very top of the net worth there. So yeah, CTM, he really loves to excel on these heroes that can, you know, just being a bit more greedy, farming away from the rest of the team, and then joining in when you need to. You know, that emergency button that needs to be pressed.
It does seem like they have a much easier time with being able to find pickoffs across the map. I mean, your Lina can rotate with the Mars, a Bane can potentially set up, Willow has solo kill potential. For Radiant, like, you need to rely.
When CTM was going on that excursion down into the river. Still a much quieter game that than I would have been expecting for Boom. For Execration. At this stage, I probably would have been hoping that there would have gone
maybe
at least
might have our first blood now, as both the supports look to combine up with the Ember Spirit in the mid lane, and that they will do so. Tim's finding first blood, and
like, we really need to get this kill. He's on his own, and I understand that there's such a small window to be able to make those sorts of things happen, but BDZ, I feel like he needed to be there. You know, if you get that Urn of Shadows in onto the Monkey King, he can't jump around in the trees like that.
Yeah, now mid lane. Fourth from Boom, looking to overwhelm Tino under the tower. They recognize how much sustain they have, and they showed multiple heroes up top, so they felt super safe with being able to make that aggressive dive, and once again utilizing the catapult wave for the next push. Bob, this might be a bit too deep. He's done an exceptional job to be able to nightmare FBZ, but it's not going to matter. As soon as he awakes, dropping the Ravage, he's going to look to play deep underneath the T2 tower. I think that would signal the retreat. They've used a lot just to burst through Lina. Even Tino finally going to show up as well, dropping the arena combination just to clean off Mushi. This will give enough time for Boom to reset their positioning, and without the catch, a lot of vision nearby, hand in hand with Bob as well, considering he has completed the BKB. But, I mean, Ara's positioning up on the high ground. It's going to at least pop a lot of the damage at the moment. Meanwhile, on the backline, Mob just assassinates the Io. That's a big target to be able to bring down, but now with the Wukongs throughout the choke point, there's no control. So instantly Execration, the Delta split. Tino's going to look to jump in, the arena drop. But once again, the answer from the Ravage, is this going to be enough to force them back and protect CTM? He's trying to play around with the Jinku stacks. Tim's buyback as well is enough to keep CTM alive, as now they can deal with the Bane finally. That was the target they went on at the start, and now
even getting close to that BKB on Tino as well, so providing him with that little extra layer of survivability, particularly against this this Ember Spirit. It's gonna be very nice for him.
Eyes on Yopaj. Let's see what it can do. Tide's gonna give them the vision. Mob's falling low, so they have to commit for the Roshan, but he's able to find the Aegis. So now with the second life advantage that they have on the Ursa, he still has to pounce out of the Wukongs. They recognize we can't take the fight to the denial of area. They trade just the life of the Aegis, and that's all they get. Smoke up themselves, FBZ. It's on the front line. They look to jump again. Yopaj, such a nuisance right now. Without any instant stuns, it's going to be so difficult to deal with the Ember, but a 1-for-1 as the supports both falling. FBZ looking to find the angle. He's going to get just that. A Ravage onto 2, but the follow-up lacking once again. So with the ultimate completely wasted, and now Tino's got the jump. But the backline, Tim's isn't enough to be able to keep the Ember alive. So without Yopaj, they're going to have to reset the position, but they won't have an opportunity to do so. CTM still hiding himself out in the Wukongs, but that extra armor about to expire with the life getting claimed.
And it's another arena that, like, this game, the fact that EXECRATION are in a, I don't want to say a commanding position, but a strong position in this game is all off the back of Tino. So many times, I think 4 different times, he's been able to bait out a perfect use of the Arena of Blood, just that might be jumping around in the trees. So again, it feels like this entire game.
EXECRATION smoked up. They're going to be careful. FBZ drops the Ravage, but once again, there's no follow-up.
Tino's on his own.
Arena from Tino locks back the extra assistance that they were requiring from FBZ's Ravage, and they won't give him another opportunity for the secondary. Refresher completely wasted, and there was a huge window for them to take the fight. Yopaj gets out to safety, but he Remnant straight on top of the Bramble Maze. A slight not successful as they find the spear connection. He's brought down. A huge fight for EXECRATION as they're looking for more blood
to bring him to safety, but I was thinking that might have been a mistake for Tino, actually, with coming up to that side of the map. You know, him revealing would have opened up a huge opportunity for Boom to try and make a play, but instead
they're gonna make the jump as well on the Tide. The breaks out, great placement of the Bramble again, man. This Dark Willow, such a nuisance. Maybe if BDZ doesn't get that Bramble, then Yopaj can instantly jump Bane and cancel the Fiend script. But just that placement from BDZ enables another pickoff.
And then, I mean, I said sieging high ground was kind of difficult. Well, not if the Monkey King's dead, not if the Tide Hunter's dead. Bob is free to just sit back, machine gun down these towers. He can even swap in the energy booster if he wanted to, just for that little bit of extra mana, while he waits to uncombine them into the Aeon Disc if he does get jumped on. It's a lot of free objectives, though. Don't even need to push the wave in. They can just look to start right-clicking it down. Every second counts when you're up against a Monkey King who's back alive in 10 seconds.
It was like they have to give up potentially a double set. Tino is gonna miss. Spear will still clip at least one of the supports, but once again we see the Ursa jumping further and further. This time Tino! The Spear onto 2 of the cores. The damage follow-up's not there at the moment. They've got to be cautious how deep you dive, as the defensive Wukongs will push them back. Just Ravages, and the first one.
Money to burn.
That's Megas now too. That's a big factor here for EXECRATION. They might lose RR as Yopaj gonna jump the naked support alone, but he does have Bob hiding the wings. It's gonna look to pounce. Bob still has Aeon Disc. Even actually just gonna force the BKB. Meanwhile, with the backline, Mob's also going as well. Everyone keen on EXECRATION, looking to find pickoff after pickoff, and that they will. Monkey King a dieback, Ember the next on the agenda, the Hex to start, and down they go. As EXECRATION, a much needed map victory as well. They'll tie it against Boom.
Very nicely done. I was giving Boom a lot of credit for being able to come back into this game if Tino just stopped playing like an absolute beast, but he didn't. He was able to just use the arenas to perfection, both to obviously lock down people, enable the Ursa, but also just as like it blocked off the supports from having any kind of impact, right? Like